I am Wesley Williams, and I am an artist, first of all, but my specialty is traditional West African drumming and dancing. And going back to 1985, breakdancing caught my eye, and I pursued breakdancing at a level that, where it was at that time was like hype. So that kind of introduced me into the aesthetics of African dance, or the technique of African dance. And that was my first introductions through a man named Chuck Davis, who he was the artistic director for the African American Dance Ensemble in Durham. So that was my first introduction to African dance. I went to North Carolina Central University on football scholarship. After my 4th year playing football and my scholarship and my playing days were over, I looked around and I said, well, what am I gonna do with my life? And first thing that shifted for me was, hey, go check out and see if you could still get into dance, like a dance company. And I did that. I left and auditioned for Chuck Davis Company and made it. And then next thing you know, I was on tour in Asia, and the company had gone to Africa. So my life had switched like a matter from sports to arts in the blink of an eye. It's not like I was raised up in the arts, anything like that. I didn't take it serious. Like, even when I joined, it wasn't serious for me. Like, it was like, anybody can do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that deep. But it was a moment shortly after I got into the company where I had to say, hey, look, if I'm gonna do this for a living, I have to take it serious. I have to go and study. I have to go and research these folks that represent this, our ancestors, what they meant to this. And that's what sent me on my journey. See, it's a difference between African dance and traditional African dance, or seeking the culture. Because if you seek the culture, there is no African dance. It's a way of life for them. For us here in America, it's a class, it's a workout, it's something that we could say is Black. But in Africa, this is how they live. This is a way of life for them. So once I understood that, and then it changed for me here. I no longer look at this as like a performance art. I look at it more as I'm putting Africa on display. My mentor, my teacher, my best friend now, currently, at that time it was my teacher, who was teaching at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. And he was the African dance teacher. So he decided that he was taking a job in Miami. And I basically stepped into his shoes. I interviewed and I auditioned for his role or his job. And when he left, that brought me here in 2002. Yeah. And I was there. I worked at the UNCG for about 2 years, 2004, the spring of 2004. And I decided to move here full time. I've never been one to really tie my Blackness into what I do, because I am what I do. My experience is Black, my heritage is Black, everything that I do and seek out is Black. The bigger picture is I want to represent West African culture in a way that it does not it should not be discriminated upon, or it has these misconceptions of black art or Black Africans. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm on a movement to establish a understanding to break down stereotypes about Africa in general. That's what I've always felt here, that we needed a place to do that. Black folk here in America, how we understand and portray Juneteenth, it's really an opportunity for us to put on display what our ancestors was fighting for, that they never got a chance to kind of live this idea of freedom, if you want to call it freedom. We are putting it on display. So the more people that have knowledge and understanding about Juneteenth and what that means, the better we could represent our ancestors and how they fought for this. So that's what Juneteenth is, putting truth out front and being genuine and being in representation of our ancestors. 3 things that I could share to another artist or someone who's seeking to pursue a path where they believe in, right? I would say, 1, you gotta find somebody who's gonna be real with you. It could be your partner, it could be it could be your best friend, it could be but you need someone who's gonna be real with you, because everybody is gonna tell you you're good. Yeah? So the next thing I would say is, you gotta know, you gotta study. You gotta know what you're representing. You gotta do your research, and you gotta be a student of it. I would say the people who's around you now are the people you're gonna need and support you 10 years from now. So 10 years from now, the support you're looking for are gonna be these exact same people who you're dealing with now. So how you treat them and how they treat you, it can be a factor in your success in what you're doing. So treat people good. We oftentimes look for peace. Instead of looking for peace, let us seek harmony. Harmony is us coming together, working together, resolving issues. Peace is just, I agree to put our differences aside just for this, but after this, we go back to fighting. So I don't seek peace. I encourage all of us to seek harmony first, and then peace will be waiting for you at your door. That's it.